This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our RMC Support third edition. So I see we got some new faces in the group. So I'd like to go around and just say who we are and how RMC has impacted us. Barrington, would like to start?
Yes, my name's Sparrington Fleming. I'm 44 years old. I was just officially diagnosed last Friday, and I was sharing with Miss Ritchie how when I talked to the doctor that his 10% of being cured was 100% to me, because there were so many things that led me up to this point of meeting him and also being the MD Anderson at this time, and anywhere else in the world I would have been, the treatment that they was thinking about giving me would have been the worst thing they could have done for me. So because of those things, I know that I will be a survivor, and I'm just waiting on time. It's already beating. I'm just waiting on time. As they say, life be life, and it can life all it's want. But I'm going to push forward no matter what I need to do. Thank you for all the positive energy. Just a short period of time I've been on this call, I could just feel all the positive energy, and we all know that positive energy can go a long way in healing, not just your body, not just your mind, but also your spirit too. So, also, as I'm here for help and assistance, if there's anything that I could ever do, please feel free to let me know, because I read a quote once, and it just be the change you want the world to be. And so I've lived my life. I've done my best to live that way, and that's all I want to be.
No, thank you, Barrington. And we're so happy you're here. If questions come up during the meeting, if you don't have anything on your mind, just feel free to ask as well.
Okay.
Um, Sam, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. Hi. Sorry, I tried to press the mute and then it turned off the camera. Um,
Okay.
hi. My name is Samantha. But I usually go by Sam. I've had RMC for about I want to say it's been about two years going on three, but I'm almost finished with my treatment. I have two more chemos to go. And I am very excited and very blessed because RMC was very rare, as you know, and a lot of
Excuse me,
people didn't
Sam.
know how to help.
Sam, excuse me. Alexa, you're having some feedback. I don't know where it's coming from.
Yes, it's coming from Mr. Farrington.
What do you need me to do?
Can
Here,
you mute?
I'll mute you, and anytime you want to speak, just unmute yourself.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens. Don't worry about it.
Okay, Sam, sorry.
No, that's okay. But so I have two more chemos left. And I'm just very blessed that I was able to go to MD Anderson. I was very blessed because they really talked to me and helped me get through everything. And I'm hoping as well to be a blessing to other people, just saying what Mr. Farrington said. I'm hoping that I can help join this organization to help other people as well who have these problems, because it's very rare. And a lot of people don't realize how much it impacts lives, because they told me that I was probably going to pass away, and I'm only 26. So I just turned 26 in December, so it is amazing. um to know that people are there for you. Then I end up, Dr. Masul, many people may know Dr. Masul had showed me about, Miss Johnson's son's organization, how wonderful it is. And then my grandmother, and then I finally got a chance to meet her while I was doing treatment radiation. So I'm very grateful, and I'm happy to meet every single one of you.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, we're excited to have you. If you had like what you hear people talking, if there's anything that you can relate to or like be happy, like just to share your experience as well. Be great. Ron, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Um, Julia is my daughter. Julia's 45 years old. She lives in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I used to live there. In fact, I lived there twice. But I couldn't stay away from the University of Michigan, so I kept moving back to Michigan. Um, and job transfers for real. Um, Julia was diagnosed about 15 months ago with RMC. Um, she's it's been a rough 15 months, and of course, it all started uh, with her PCP not paying attention to the pain that she was having in her abdomen and in her back. And after about 2 months of all of that, she was finally convinced to go to an emergency room where they did a CT scan and saw the mass on her kidney. And um, and then later on, they discovered another spot of cancer, which is currently still in her right lung. So catching the flu now is that's a double whammy. She's especially if it involves your respiratory system. She's had the kidney removed. She's had 10 of her 12 lymph nodes in the pelvic area removed. Uh, she has a scar from the middle of her chest down to below her navel. Um, she a couple of months ago, she had a significant issue with fluid in both of her lungs and around her heart, and which eventually ended her back in the emergency room. And all of that fluid also had cancer cells. So, but the fluid was removed, and her ability to breathe improved significantly. And I was thinking about it last week, the number of rounds that she's had of chemo. I've lost count. It's been a bunch of them. And it seems like when we think we're at the end of one issue, another issue would pop up, and that would cause the need to change in her chemo. And now, with the immunotherapy and the two chemos that she's on, there seems to be a great deal of progress. And at her last chemo last week, we were told that her count is down to 11, I believe, which is a big improvement, which is good news for us. At the end of the next cycle of chemo, the plan is to go after that spot in her lungs with radiation. And we seem to think that that might do the trick. The good thing is um, her oncologist got in touch with MD Anderson at the very beginning, and it kind of guided us along the way. We wanted to be part of the research group but that wasn't possible at that time because of insurance reasons. Uh, they would not accept Julia's insurance in Texas. But that's okay. We're getting the best advice from Dr. Mazul. Julia's oncologist is in touch. Sometimes I don't think close enough, but I would only think that because I'm Julia's dad. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not moving quick enough. For me, I just hate to see Julia go through all of the suffering, and I want her to be cured, right away. I'm her dad, and that's what I'm supposed to want. I'm also the guy. I'm also the guy with the sword and the shield. I'm Julia's warrior, and I will use them with with pleasure to get somebody's attention, and so that they will do what they need for Julia. Um, I did see Julia on Sunday. Uh, she was on her way through and going back home, and she was very, very ill. And unfortunately, she was the one that had to drive all the way from North Detroit down to Indianapolis, which is about 4.5 hours. She said she could do it, man, but I really hated her doing that. She was exhausted when I talked to her Sunday evening, and she's been in bed ever since. That was kind of a
That's
long
a true
introduction.
warrior. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, that's just a true warrior. And I understand you being the dad and being her warrior. I was the same way. So you keep on doing what you're doing and stay on top of the physicians.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember you being Carlos's warrior too at like some Richie saw like how that went like with that and like but you gotta do what you have to do for the people you love and that's there's nothing wrong with that. Um Nicola, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Nicola from the UK, so it's very late for me. So I might not stay the whole all night, depending how we go. I think it's about 1:30 here AM. So yeah, it's late, but just a quick bit about me. I lost my husband to RMC in 2019 after quite a short battle, really. But as we know, it's aggressive, horrible disease. In the UK, there was nothing, no support, no networks like this amazing group that we've got here. You know, the clinicians didn't know anything about it to treat Ricky or anything. So everything pointed over to America, where I met Richie and other amazing people, Dr. Masoul. But it was too late for Rick. So obviously, when he passed away, I just wanted to do what you guys are doing, support and help people in the UK. So I set up my own foundation, the Ricky Casey Trust. So, it's in the UK, but if you want to have a look at us and read my story further, then great. And I'm banging the drum for all you guys for the amazing thing that you're fighting and doing, and I'm just here for you as well, like Richie and Carissa and everyone else on the group. So yeah.
Brian, would you like to go next?
Uh, sure. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I was diagnosed with RMC about 2.5 years ago. I first got alerted to that when I started seeing blood in my urine. So after multiple testings, I ended up getting an MRI, and they found a mass on my left kidney. They ended up removing my kidney, and then after that, they thought it was clear cell, but it turned out that it was actually RMC. After that, then I started receiving treatment at MD Anderson with Dr. Masal, and the cancer had spread to my lungs and to my liver. So after multiple cycles of chemotherapy and a couple of rounds of radiation, as of probably a few months ago, I am currently off of chemotherapy, and I am NED. Oh, no evidence of disease. So, yeah.
Brian. Lewis, can you introduce yourself?
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. For me, it's even later. It's about 3:30, and I don't think I can stay long. I've been really tired the last few weeks. I work the weekends for some English exams as well, so it's uh, quite difficult. But I do love to see you from time to time, so I'm trying to join whenever I can. Well, maybe to most of you, my story is quite known. I had a daughter, and I lost her to RMC as well last year in 2022. After a battle of about 26 months, it was a really hard battle. We are from Greece, and nobody knew about this diagnosis. And my daughter, it was back then in 2020, 14 and a half years old, an athlete in track field, and actually the first the first recorded case for Greece. Um, Ever since, we haven't heard another case. One lady that Richie knew as well, just the name. Have we heard anything from them, Richie? No.
Not at all.
Anyway, yeah. To be honest, um, Fenina had some good time in between the chemos, countless chemos, a kidney surgery, the right kidney surgery as well, some immune therapy. But at the end, immune therapy was not very successful for her, and the disease spread. So we lost her on the 24th of April 2022. So what can I say? We're trying to do things here in Greece, not much at the moment, because basically it's me and Maria, Fenina's aunt, who is in another place of Greece. We haven't managed to set up something yet, but I'm thinking of doing things related to awareness and support. Um, at the moment, I'm joining a team for grieving parents and another solidarity group, that helps people in need here in my city, my town. Anyway, I'm trying to put my energy to things that make me happy. I've got a 13-year-old boy, which takes up most of my time because brothers and sisters that are left behind have to face a very difficult trauma as well. So there's a lot of issues when something like that hits a family. So thank you. I'm really grateful for this team, for Dr. Mzawel, who led actually the doctors in the department of the hospital where Fenina was treated. And I'm here to help anyone who needs help or support or chat or whatever. So
Thanks, Thomas.
that's all about me.
Andre, do you want to introduce yourself?
Pardon?
Yes, I'll
Clarissa,
jump.
did you ask? Ah,
Oh no, I asked Andre like to introduce
okay,
himself.
okay, okay.
I'll jump on in here. Have to bear with me today. I'm little under the weather, dealing with some sinus stuff or whatever. But other than that, everything's great. Good to see everyone this month. Um, I was diagnosed with RMC back in 2019, April 2019. Um, and I started receiving. I got my kidney removed at Walter Reed Hospital in Maryland, and then I started receiving chemotherapy treatments at MD Anderson around June 2019. Um, so yeah, went through several different rounds of chemo. Um, Cancer became resistant. Then Dr. Masai switched me up again to another chemo regimen. So, um, man, I done pretty much been through 3 or 4 different chemo regimens, immunotherapy, I think like 28 cycles of immunotherapy. Um, but I received my first clear scan in October 2020, um, and it's been clear ever since. So hit my 3-year mark back in October. So you know, keep this train going. Right now I have CT scans every 6 months at MD Anderson, just to make sure everything remains clear. Um, so yeah, tough journey, long journey, but man, you stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Keep your faith. You can get through this thing here or whatever. So yeah, that's my story.
Awesome. Okay. Alexa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Alexa. Either you know me or we just met tonight. And I first came to the RMC community because I was a scared young lass in a young adult cancer support group, and I met Carissa's husband, who made sure that I was no longer scared. And it was a privilege to get to walk that path with Carlos and Carissa and all the other people that we've had in the RMC support group. So I came and I've never left. So you're stuck with me. Thank you, Carissa.
Thank you, Alexa. We are happy that you're here today. Miss you. Richie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I think by now everyone know who I am. Again, my name is Richie, and I am the president and founder of the Chris C.J. Johnson Foundation. I've pretty much shared my story, I think, with everyone that Chris was diagnosed in 2011, and he lived 15 months after diagnosis, and it was basically because there was no advocacy for REMC, and there were no treatment modalities, especially for those with REMC. And Chris noticed that, and it was his desire to start the foundation. And as his mother, I carried out his wish. And of course, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm a registered nurse by profession and stepped out of my comfort zone. And it's now going on, I guess, 11 years now that we've been in existence. We're global. Um, we work with Nicola over in the UK, with Lois over in Greece, and of course Colombia and Canada and all over the US. So it's been just, I think, a peaceful, making my heart peaceful, basically, to be able to help others as they navigate through this unknown territory. I know my journey was lonesome, even though I had family, I had friends, and it wasn't the same not having someone that had walked the same journey. So my goal is once I meet you, you will never walk alone. And then I guess as we move along, I want to share. Can I do that now,
Sure.
Larissa? I went to a Bridging the Gap um, Smart B1 conference. The conference was basically talking about all the tumors that are affected by Smart B1. And as we know that Smart B1 is a tumor suppressor that is either damaged or missing in the medulla for patients with RMC. So it was just eye-opening. They basically talked about was rhabdoid tumors, rhabdoid tumors, and it was great to have several people. I think it was at least 5 people that talked about renal medullary carcinoma. One being Dr. Masal, and I can tell you guys, we are light years ahead of everyone else with these rare cancers. We are so blessed to have Dr. Masal as our cheerleader for this particular cancer. Not only is he smart, but he's passionate about what he does. And he will fight for you until the end. I mean, he's determined to find a cure for this cancer. So I just want to let you know that all of you that see Dr. Masal or Dr. Tanir, you're in great hands. I just wish we had had them back 12 years ago so that my son would be here today and he would be running this meeting instead of me. But I'm so blessed to have met each and every one of you, and thank you for being on this call.
Here. Pam, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Pam, and I don't. I have RMC. I was diagnosed in February of this year, and I do see Dr. Masal. I go back actually tomorrow to Houston.
How long will you be here?
I'll be there. I'm coming. Well, my brother's going to meet me down there. We'll leave on Saturday.
Okay.
And then just to introduce myself, I'm Carissa. My husband got diagnosed with RMC back in 2016. 6 months right, got married. He was like a teacher. It was like a big year. Like he graduated that year, became also started teaching, and then got diagnosed with RMC. He went through different treatments in New York and in Texas, like going back from New York and Texas for like about 3.5 years. And he passed away in April of 2020. Richie, like, was such a godsend. I know, like, Dr. Sal introduced us to her, and she's been like a godsend. Call her my Houston mommy because she was there for me, like phone calls, and even was there with me at the hospital when Carlos passed away during COVID, which was the same time trying to get people in the hospital. And she was there like through the difficult times. So a little after we decided, like her, I, and Alexa and Andre decided we wanted to start the support group to help you guys support and just very like know how important it is to have people like know how you're going through and being able to kind of like ask questions or just to share how you're feeling. So glad that you guys are all here. So thank you guys for like all introducing yourselves. So since it's December and we're around the holidays, I kind of wanted to see it like make a little Christmas edition this time. So wanted to see what everybody was doing for they had plans for the holidays or what was their plan. And then also if there's anything else on your mind that you guys wanted to talk about. So Farrington, let's start with you. What are you planning? What are you planning for the holidays? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah. Um, for the holidays, I'm going to visit some friends in North, my best friend in North Houston, for New Year's Eve. And I'm just going to really take this time. I normally go to South Florida to see my boys. Well, they're young men now, they're all grown. I have four boys. They are 25, 22, 19, and 18. I normally go down there for the holidays to see them. But I'm going to take this time to just learn everything I can learn about my ailment and just really allow my body to rest. Um, I did have one question. So as everyone goes through the chemo, what is everyone diet like? Because I'm not, I'm just new to the chemo, and I was a big advocate. I was initially against chemo. I was just like, no, chemo is horrible for the body, you know. But after talking to Doc, I realized that was my best hope. And so I was just interested on what is everyone diet like who's dealing with it, or your loved one's diets like. Because for myself, most days I do a raw diet where I just do healthy juices. My wife or myself juice in the morning. I basically do a liquid juice fast throughout the day. I do different type of tonics, herbs, and tinctures that help build the blood and the immune system and get rid of mucus in the body and things of that sort. And I do fasting also too. And before I actually started my round of chemo, I started this diet, and I noticed when I started the diet, my pain had started to subside a great deal, and I was taking a lot. The pain medicine they gave me, I wasn't taking as much of it. Also, my round of chemo, they the first day they was going to give it to me ended up being late in the evening, and they didn't want to give it to me that late because they said that people normally have very adverse side effects from it, and that's what they was expecting. And so it got pushed to the next day, and I took it, and fortunate enough, with God's help, God looking over me, uh, and I also would like to think because of the things I chose to put in my body, also help my body deal with the chemo entering my body to obviously help fight and destroy the ailment, but also it does have its side effects.
I can second that. I'm almost done with my journey and I'm praying that my skin clear. Like some of what Andre was saying, but I used to be a vegan last year. I haven't had really harsh effects on my body as much as I've heard so unfortunate so many people, but mine didn't spread. I only had mine in the same exact region. I used to be vegan. I'm pescatarian now, but I eat lots of vegetables, lots of raw vegetables. I do the juicing thing too. And I would hope that it would help. I know that I try to stay a lot away from a lot of sugar. I know cancer cells love sugar. Um, so I try to do, just as much natural stuff as I possibly can. And I would think that that would help because I talked to Dr. Masul and he wants you to keep your eating up. Maybe the fasting that may not be as good right now until you get better, but I know that he wants you to keep that food up because I've lost weight lost a lot of weight having to not eat before radiation, and it may be different for you, but I'll tell you what, at least eating that non-processed stuff may be really helping out. So I think you can stick to it, but the fasting, I'm not too sure that fasting will help you right now. I would wait until you get cleared, because that's what we want you to do, get cleared. And I'm praying that I get cleared too as well. Um, and I have a question too, if anybody knows. I used to work out a lot, but we know that RMC had, effect on athletes. Will this affect my other kidney?
Richie, do you want to?
Can I s- can
I
can I
don't
say
think.
something on that?
Sure,
Right?
Lois.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Uh, okay. I asked Dr. Mzawel specifically about exercise because my daughter was a champion, and the year that when she developed RMC, it was her first year of being a champion, meaning that she practiced 2 or 3 hours a day, going to the stadium and running and doing track events in the track field. Her sport was obstacles, running, jumping hurdles. Anyway, the answer was that, and I think he proved that through a study. He did research on that, and there were some results, and he found close relationship between extensive exercise and RMC. But on the other hand, the body needs to work out, but with breaks, with very good hydration, he told me, and not developing the heart rate should not go up to let's say 160 or 80 beats uh, per per minute or per second. Is that, I don't know the counting. um, but the most important is that there should be breaks, and give your body the time to relax in between the sets, let's say. So exercise is good, and what he told me, the secret is moderate exercise, not excessive. I don't know if I answered your question. So if you feel strong enough to exercise, I think it's good to do it, but stay hydrated and taking breaks. Okay, not overdo it, not push yourself to, let's say, the reds, as we say. uh, that's the secret, he told me. We need exercise because that is good for giving oxygen to the organs of the body when you exercise and work out, but moderately. That was his advice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say like hydration is also like very like important, like especially talking about the kidneys. When you are going to the doctor and getting your blood work, can ask about like your creatinine level, as well as like like has to do with your kidney, so you kind of see like where you're like at. So that's something like I would ask like to like where that's at, like to monitor that, like from a kidney perspective. But yeah, very like water is very like important. Um, and Ferritin, did you have any other follow-up questions or any other questions you had?
Oh no, that was the question that I had, and I can co-sign on the young lady that spoke about. That's what Dr. Saul. He also told me the same thing. The strenuous exercise, it would kind of gets it going. I think it's the medulla that start producing those negative cells in the body because of the sickle cell trait. So yes, just the moderate exercise is what's most important because I also was heavy into exercise. Anyone who will know anything about me, they are just beyond shocked when I tell them what I've been diagnosed with because I'm literally every person I meet, I'm the healthiest person they know. And it was just like, how you of all people? And that was the biggest thing for me because everything I do, everything, I don't say everything, but most things that I do geared towards preventing this type of ailment. It was even, I remember I read a year ago that lipocene, which is the mineral that's in watermelon that cause the watermelon to be pink, that's directly helps prevent uh, cancer. And so I was at the point I was literally drinking a gallon of watermelon juice almost every day. And so that's going straight through my kidneys. So I'm like, how is it that I am getting this? But when the doctor explained it to me, it makes sense, right? And also he was very shocked that I am 44. I'll be 45 in January 15th. That I was at this age and I hadn't received any symptoms or anything um, of this ailment until then. And I would like to think that because of the healthy lifestyle that I've led most of my life, kept it at bay for so long and will help me through this test, which will end up a testimony.
Oh, Ken, I also wanted to mention, MD Anderson does have nutritionists. So if you like want to talk to them as well, like you can make like have them do a reference so you can make an appointment with them and just talk about like your like what your like plan is and like what your tend if you want to kind of have that as
I think
like an
that's a
option.
great idea.
Okay, thank you for that. That's definitely something I'll look into because Miss Ritchie, she also told me about she recommended the port because I do notice that after my first treatment, my arm is very tender to touch. What my first treatment was, and she was telling me about how it destroys your veins. So thank you for Miss Ritchie for letting me know about the port, and I'll definitely look into the nutritionist also too because the more knowledge you have, the more successful that you could be.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Carlos got where he like got so much because he used to complain about how like the like oh my veins are all destroyed. Like very was very proud of about his veins and was not happy about that with the chemo. So he was very happy when he got the port on
Can I ask Farrington a question?
Yes, yes.
So you got diagnosed last Friday, and so what was your symptoms? And because you said you've
Well, my symptoms started April of this year. Well, I go for a wellness checkup every year. I went for a wellness checkup in January. My doctor said that they saw a microscopic amount of blood in my urine. And at the time, I was working on the road, 5 hours away from the house, and so the doctor gave me some antibiotics, saying there might have been an infection, and I'll come back and do another urinalysis. And if the blood persists, then they'll send me to a urologist. And because I've been healthy my whole life, I had no pain, no other symptoms. It totally slipped my mind. So I could have had a whole year on this. So that was totally my fault. And so in April, I had my first episode where I woke up in the morning, get ready to go to work, and it felt as if Thor. I don't know if anybody knows Marvel, but if Thor took Mjolnir and when it hit me in my back, it was just the pain was unbelievable. And so I went to the emergency room. It was I would say that they said it was blood in my urine, but I feel like my blood was the urine. It was so red. And so they gave me some pain medicine and they referred me to a urologist down in Corpus Christi, which is southern Texas. And so I was going to get a CT scan with contrast. So with work at work and them trying to call me and me trying to call them, our lines kept getting crossed. So it took about another month, about 2 months, for me to get the appointment for the CT scan with contrast. And so about time that Monday I was going to get the CT with contrast, I had just driven from Lake Charles, Louisiana to Corpus Christi to go to work the next day, which is a 5.5 hour drive. And so that morning I woke up in even more pain, just as much blood, but then I had pain in my stomach also too. And when I would go to the restroom, not only was blood, it was blood clots. And so the blood clots would get stuck. And so then the doctor he gave me a stent because he said that if it went untreated, I can become septic because my kidney wouldn't be able to release the urine. And so he put in the stent, and that's when the pain started consistently because the side effect of the stent is a spasm of the kidney. And so he also used the camera to look into my kidney. He had looked at everything with the camera that he could see. He had said at the time what he saw my kidney did look good. Um, he tested my urine for cancer cells. He said it came back negative. He looked at my prostate. He looked at my bladder. Everything looked well. So they were just thinking it might have been some kind of infection. But we still hadn't done the CT with contrast. And because my kidney was so inflamed, he wanted to wait until I do the CT scan. And so I had the stent in for 2 months. And after a while, the pain was just too much. I couldn't work, and that's when I started losing the weight because I work 10 hours a day. I'm industrial. I'm an industrial pipe fitter, so we build. I build different types of refineries, and so with the pain and working, I'm already a very picky eater. That's when I lost weight. I'm 160 pounds now. 4 months ago, I was 200, 195. The weight just flew off me. But I'm not so alarmed by it because weight does fly off me pretty quickly because I've always had a very fast metabolism. I have to almost eat junk food to put on weight because my metabolism is so fast. So I do know with the ailment and with my fast metabolism, cutting out, I cut out white rice, white sugar, white pasta, processed foods, which has a lot of calories, but are empty calories. And plus being in the pain and not eating, this is what caused me to lose the weight that I lost so fast. So my wife was just saying, "No, baby, you're looking too bad, too fast." And all I know how to do is push. That's what I do. I'm the oldest of seven. I have a story behind that also too. But all I know how to do is push. So my wife said, "No, get home." So I got home, and my nurse practitioner ordered me my CT scan Friday. I did the scan Monday. My doctor at India, my primary care, he called me Monday evening and said I need to come in Tuesday, and I knew it was something bad. It couldn't be good news, one to speak to me so rapidly. And so with the CT scan with contrast here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, they diagnosed it as they felt that it was kidney cancer, and so that's when he say go to MD Anderson right now. So that morning, I called my wife. She was at work. We packed it up. I went to MD Anderson. Um, they gave me some medicine for pain because at the time that the thing gave me oxycodone and it really wasn't working that well. And so they gave me some morphine and that began to help. But they didn't want to do anything because I work construction and with the way most of my jobs I work, I have some of the best insurance that you can have. But you only have it while you're working. So normally when I get laid off and I get transferred to another job, I only have insurance for the rest of that month. So because my insurance was lapsing, it was the 31st of October. That's how I remember. Um, they sent me home. So we home. I stayed all day in the Anderson emergency room. I went home and then I found out that I was able to do umbrella coverage because I have Humana Healthcare, but it switches to Cobra, which is the same coverage, but I pay for everything out of pocket. I pay the whole deductible, which is $400 a month, which isn't bad. And so after that, with my doctor, with me calling, I was calling every day for a week. I got in and seen my first doctor that put my care team together, Dr. Monica Desai, and that's when they did all my tests. They did another CT scan of my abdomen, my kidney area. They did a CT scan of my brain, my bones, and so I have it has spread. They do classify it as stage 4. It has spread to my lungs. It's two very small spots in my lungs. It also spread to my liver, which is right next to my liver. So that's in. And I got to ask again because I remember they said it was lesions also. So I'm not sure if they're mixing up if it actually has the growth, or is it they're just maybe confused? It's a mixture of lesions also too. That's something I need to ask them about. Um, oh, and I have a spot in my hip also too. And I've been feeling that pain in my hip for years now, but I used to power lift also too. So years ago I thought it was a problem in my lower back and I would stretch a lot. And then when I went to the chiropractor years later, they say no, it's your muscles in your hip. And they were saying something in my leg too because I have a muscle in my foot that is short. So they were saying they pulled on different muscles and like a domino effect, which pulled on my hip muscle. And that's what they said the problem was. But the same pain that I have now, that is sometime at a level 8, I had that same pain that was like at a level 3 and 4 before, which I thought it was just a muscle injury or tightness. And so that I kind of lost my thought. So that's when so Dr. Desai 2 weeks ago, she called me. They initially said they diagnosed as kidney cancer and they was going to do immunotherapy. And I was okay with immunotherapy because, like I told you before, I was really against chemo, which I understand now that immunotherapy is a form of chemo. It's just not as harsh. And so she had told me that because of how aggressive and they said what it was, that they would recommend chemo. That would be the next step, chemo. And so that's when I talked to Dr. Fasal, and he officially told me what I had and how aggressive it is. And he told me plain as day that you don't have to do what I'm suggesting, but I suggest that you do. He gave me the numbers, and because I am here at this time, and it's many times that before I met my wife, I was going to move back to West Palm Beach, Florida, because that's where I'm from. That's where my boys, that's where my young men are now, and I have 2 grandchildren. And I want to be close to family because family is everything. And oh, I'm sorry, am I going too long?
Oh, no, I think we're just waving by or hi.
We're just
Oh,
waving bye to
Brian
Brian
just posted in
this
the chat
morning.
he's gonna go, so we're waving bye.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
All
Happy
right.
holiday.
All right,
Happy
have a
holidays,
good one.
everybody. Bye.
All right,
Sorry, Barrington.
it's okay.
Hello, goodbye, Brian.
Barrington, you can continue.
Oh, uh, so yeah, it's just so many things that led me here to Louisiana at this time to meet my wife that has the doctor that has connections at MD Anderson to meet Dr. Fasal to help me with this ailment. So when he told me 10%, the 10% sounded like 100% to me because I was supposed to be here at this time, and I met him, and I know that I'm on the right path to healing. And I know that this is just a test for my testimony and to prepare me and to give me the strength to be a beacon of hope and light for anyone else that's dealing with this ailment or anything else. I'm sorry, I'm kind of long-winded when I get to talking, but I'm done.
That's
Oh,
okay. Well said.
Yeah, Farrington, I'm also a big Marvel fan. And Dr. Masala is too, as well. He sometimes likes to write movie like reviews as well on like Facebook and he'll like on different movies. So. Uh,
Sorry, if I may go and wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and stay positive. And I wish the new year brings health to everybody, to you and your families. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired and sleepy. I need to go to school in 4 hours from now.
And
So
Happy
and I
bye
holidays.
bye, everyone. It was
hold
so
on,
nice to
Lois.
see you all.
Happy
Hi,
holidays.
hi.
Hi,
Hello,
hi,
Chris. Happy
Lois. I just
holidays. All,
um
all the
happy
best.
happy holidays to all of you. I just wanted to say very quickly, whilst we've got everybody here, if you're signed up to get our reminders, which I hope all of you are, except maybe Farrington, but you will be, because you got to put your email address in the chat window, Farrington, and we'll make sure you get a reminder for each of these meetings or send it to Alexa. But I just want to be sure I'm doing this on every group meeting, not just you guys, but we sent out a fundraising email on Thursday. We only do this once a year, and
Okay,
um, make a please make a contribution to us or to Richie is fine, but
okay.
we want you to appreciate what we do because Miss
Yeah,
Ritchie
okay.
puts in tremendous effort. Alexa puts in tremendous effort. We are all volunteers. And once a year, we ask you just to remember us. And whether it's $5 or a heck of a lot more, we don't care, but we would so appreciate it if you take the time to read what Ancan has done this past year, and you can, and in your and or Richie John, the Chrissy Johnson Foundation, CJ Johnson Foundation, and just recognize us because we think we're providing a heck of a service, and we know that with Miss Ritchie, we're providing an amazing service for people that are living with RMC. And by the way, we do at ANCAN a lot of advocacy for RMC. I can't tell you how many hours Alexa has spent this year in terms of bringing to the attention of the world some of the high the high focused athletes that died with from RMC this year. The NFL players that we lost who didn't die from liver cancer or anything else, they died from RMC. And Alexa and Richie behind the scenes are really working hard to bring this to the attention of everybody. Every opportunity I get when I talk to the pharmaceutical companies who want to do things, they want to do more diversity and equity. I tell them, we run this RMC group. This disease affects mostly people with from African heritage and Mediterranean heritage, a lot of Hispanics, and we'll work with you. So
As Reggie
we'll
and I can both attest to, when people brought up at AUA this year about health disparities, we said, okay, we got a project for you. How about RMC? And the
yeah,
conversation changed pretty quickly,
yeah, 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 yeah,
very
yeah.
disappointingly.
It's very disappointing because all too often these damn medical associations they want to say they listen to the patients, but they only listen to what they want to hear from those patients. And we've told them, you want to do something with RMC. No. So anyway, I just want you, if you would please at least read it before you bin it. Okay.
Thank
Nice
you.
hat there, Miss Ritchie. Nice hat
Thank
you
you.
got.
Thank you. I didn't want to share my nice hairdo tonight, so I thought I'd be
Oh,
Miss Santa
well,
Claus.
listen, it's one better than the fella that showed up in our meeting on Thursday night and the bubble was in the front of the hat, not the back. And he spent the whole meeting heading the bubble. We said, yeah, we said, we said, Howie, you're training to be a soccer player. What are you doing?
Did it have the bell on it?
Thank God, no. It would have driven us nuts, Carissa, if it would have had a bell on it. Oh my God, no, it
But Rick,
didn't.
I want to let you know on behalf of the REMC group, the Chrissy J. Johnson Foundation will be donating to ANCAN.
God bless you. And it, it's not the amount as much, because believe me, we we don't depend, thank God, on our participants, because we don't want to keep fundraising from you. We raise our money to run these, all of this stuff. We raise it from the pharmaceutical companies. And but it's nice to know that you appreciate what we do. And
Of
that's
course we
just,
do.
however little it is, it doesn't matter. It's not about the amount. Is that right, Miss Alexa? You say it better than I do.
That is very correct. I don't think I could have said it any better, though. The only thing I could have maybe said better is I maybe it's not so much advocating for RMC, maybe I just like to argue. It actually is that I love advocating for RMC, but it could also be maybe I like to argue with pharmaceutical companies. As Rick would tell you, it's pretty fun.
It
Yeah,
is.
but that was only a part. I mean, really,
No, no, no. I got you. I got you.
what these ladies did when those two poor fellas we lost to RMC earlier in the year, I forget their names now. I mean, they spent so much time trying to push it out there and let people know, because we got to increase the awareness. We got to increase the awareness, and when you have a high profile um, NFL player who's played in the Super Bowl, um, it's newsworthy. Farrington, I don't know if I don't know how recently you're diagnosed, and it wouldn't have been on your radar. But we got to put it on everybody's radar so they know that this is a disease that predominantly affects people of African heritage and Mediterranean heritage. It affects Hispanics. It affects Greeks. That's why Lois was on here tonight. And um, and in the United States, at least, all these people that want to make a big mark for diversity and equity and all the rest of the stuff, this is one place they can certainly do it. And we keep telling them that, but they don't listen. But
That's
doesn't
all right.
matter. We'll still keep telling them, right, Miss Ritchie?
We'll keep fighting and they will start listening. I was just telling them I had an opportunity to meet with the National Cancer Institute, and TCH put on a seminar for Smart B1 rare tumors. And, just from hearing about the different discussions and research that has been done, RMC is light years ahead of all the other rare tumors that are being researched. So we're fortunate in that aspect. And then we will be forming a partnership with Texas Cancer Institute as well.
Good for you.
We're working it. And by the way, my website got hacked yesterday, so I'm really upset, but they're working on it.
Okay, we don't mention the words website tonight, right? Right, Miss Alexa? Misery loves company, so you can message Miss Alexa, and the two of you can determine who's in worse shape.
Oh, I tell you. All right, then. Larissa, it's about 07, so we're gonna wish everybody happy holidays or
Yeah, we could
That's a
do that.
nice smile you got there, Sam. It was very nice.
Oh, thank you.
she's a beautiful person, Rick. I had an opportunity to meet Sam. She is just full of joy in life, and also had an opportunity to meet Farrington just on basically on phone call and tonight. But Sam and I met. What was it, last weekend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We,
It was
we
last
had,
weekend.
she gave me
Um,
energy.
are you? Do you come as a pair, or are you guys completely separate, or what? What's? Oh, it's introduce me. I'm not sure.
Well, I am, we were separate, but I guess we're a pair now. I guess she's my family now. So I'll tell
Right.
you what, it's been a journey, but RMC really does need awareness, and I'm hoping because I'm young, I'm 26, being cleared from this, horrible, illness. I'm hoping to stay with Miss Ritchie to I'm gonna try to be her protege, if you will, to try to have be in this organization. My grandmother, she helps children. She does schools and giving children, tools that they need for the school. I mean, funding for their food, funding for their backpacks, their everything that they need, their utensils. So I want to do the same exact thing because this has affected me, and this is the perfect area where I can, be a part of something that people will understand where I'm coming from. So I'm hoping to be 90 years old on a little Zoom chat coming up, and
Well,
hey guys,
now, so
I'm here to advocate for RMC.
can we gather from this that you're in the same club as Captain Andre?
Well, hopefully, they only said that I need two more chemos. If I clear my scans in January, I'm
Yeah.
going to be cured. So,
All right.
yay.
When you clear your scans in January, not if you clear,
Oh,
when you clear.
okay. So Farrington, hang in, man. We get some success in this group. Now, I just want to tell you something else we're working on, which is very exciting. Oh, first of all, for the guys here, we have a really great mental health group. And the next meeting for that will be on the 21st. And I always pitch it, but we don't talk about treatment. All we talk about is everything except treatment that might be bothering you. And the RMC folks are very, very welcome. We have a care partners group, but we occasionally get some RMC care partners in there. But here's the thing that we are working on right now, which I'm really excited about. We may be starting a virtual drum circle, which will be really cool. And it'll be all, men and women, any gender. And we're going to try it out because the guys actually from the Men Speaking Freely group came up with the idea. And we really feel that drum circles are great therapy, and we think we can do it virtually. And so watch this space, and don't tell me you don't have a drum, because all you need is a stick and a pan. That'll do it. You can turn a pan upside down, Miss Ritchie. Oh, yeah, we got maracas, whatever you got. And we really hope that we'll get this virtual drum circle going. All right, Carissa, are you in for the virtual drum circle?
Maybe I'll bring a I don't have a drum, but maybe I can get a tambourine or something. I don't know.
That's good enough.
And
That's good
Rick,
enough.
we also want to thank Carissa and Andre. They were co-founders of this very group. They've been incredible volunteers,
Yes,
and they do so much
yes,
as well. That was the only thing
yes,
I would add.
yes,
And and
yes.
then Nicola said she was sorry that she got off so abruptly, but her internet went out and she wanted
Okay.
to hear the remainder of Farrington's story, so she apologized for that. And then she also said that David, who lives in the UK, had clear scans, so he wanted
Oh,
everyone to know.
great. Okay,
Good
lovely.
news. Good news.
All right, guys, I'm running over to the MS group, which is what runs at the same time as this. So I will see you there. If you have any friends who have MS, send them to that group. See you guys
Okay.
later. Miss Alexa, I'll be in touch after the meetings. Goodbye.
And then January, we will resume our fourth Saturday meetings in January and see how it
January.
goes. The,
The 27th we doing? The
is that
fourth?
the 27th, the fourth Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. 26th, 27th. Okay, at 10 o'clock Central Time.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll send reminders out for that. All right. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and I hope everyone is safe. And of course, we're going to have, I guess, Andre is going to take us out like he normally does. And Clarissa and Andre, again, I thank each of you for your effort because without you, I couldn't make it. And I'm just so blessed to have met so many people, new people this year. It's just been a blessing, and I'm here for each one of you. Don't think you're alone. I'm here regardless. 24/7 I'm here.
Yeah, I just want to mention to the group that the 21st of December is Julia's birthday. So if you
Yes.
send her a little note wishing her a happy
Oh,
birthday, she'll be surprised that I'm spreading that. And
I know. Yeah, I have her on my calendar.
she really enjoys her birthday. She always has. And she was my Christmas present. She came home on Christmas Day. So
Wow.
Mm.
Well, you had a beautiful package, I'm telling you, and she's still beautiful. I just love Julia. Just beautiful, inside and out.
yeah,
So you did good, Ron.
so far,
Are we ready to wrap it up there?
We're ready.
Um, Barrington, we want to, welcome you here. I know this is your first time here, but we are a family here. We support each other, we uplift each other, and we, try to be there for each other. You have my cell phone number, so anytime you need to reach out, you need to talk to somebody, I'm here. Miss Rich is always here, there, Clarissa as well. So, um, this battle, I had to go through under the direction of Dr. Masao. So, what I'm saying, I'm very, knowledgeable about this journey. So, um, if you need any advice or any questions or anything, I'm here for you. Um, man, so much to be thankful for. Coming to the end of the year here. Um, just blessed to still be here. You know what I'm saying? I know, we lost some of our members over the years, so we gonna uplift them and their families, and we gonna keep this baton uh, moving forward in 2024. Continue to raise awareness, continue to stay positive um, until there is a cure for RMC. Dr. Masao promised us that, so that's what we're gonna keep striving towards. Raising awareness and loving each other and standing up for each other. So just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. Hope y'all have a great time, a great year, and looking forward to seeing everybody's face in January at the January group. I'll be leading that group.
All right then. We appreciate both of you. It's been such a blessing. And Alexa, thank you guys so much. They're my right hand, so we're gonna keep it going.
All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Don't forget, I'll put a reminder out to say happy birthday to Julia.